so I can invite our special guest on the line. Just gotten to know him because he's relatively new in the program, a couple of weeks in the program, so I've spoken to him a couple of times. His energy, his enthusiasm, his caring for other people, helping them to succeed, I think you'll get a sense of that as we hear a little bit from James Wood. James, are you with us here?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, fabulous. I really appreciate you joining us on the call tonight. And I was wondering, before we get started, maybe you can give people a little idea of your background and what's kind of brought you to where you are today.
Yeah, I'd be honored to. In fact, I'm with so many amazing success stories in such a short time. I'm humbled and honored that you would reach out to me to maybe share my story, and hopefully over the next few minutes I can I can add some value. Right, there'll be something that I say that inspires and maybe motivates you guys with this Nexus platform. So. The beginning for me was coming back from serving overseas. I'm a military veteran, Gulf War veteran, and realized pretty quickly that my days of taking orders were probably going to be finished behind me. Right, I did that life, lived that life, and pretty quickly latched onto this idea of entrepreneurship and business ownership. And over the years, I've had several traditional businesses. My passion being in the food service restaurant industry. I always wanted to one day open up my own restaurant. And at one point, I scraped a little bit of money here and borrowed from this and put all my chips on the table. And I opened what I thought was my dream, right? It was my baby, my passion. I love cooking. I went to chef school. I did all that stuff. And I just wanted to have my own place, and it was amazing the first few months, right? 6 months maybe. After a couple of years, though, I realized that I didn't really own that restaurant, right? The restaurant owned me. It was this never-ending 18-hour days. For those of you guys that have been in a restaurant, either business or even worked in restaurants, it's a thankless life, right? You gotta love what you do, or it can get to be heavy. And after a couple of years, one of my, I don't say a friend, but somebody that came in a restaurant fairly often, acquaintance, he came in and he pitched me a work from home business that was just getting started, and he probably said all the wrong things, right? Did the terrible pitch, but it resonated, right, with me at that time, because through his message, I heard a way for me to maybe create some additional income outside of the four walls I was quarantined in almost every day. And I took the opportunity and I ran with it, at least in the pockets of time that I had. And after about a year or two, but actually 2 years, I wasn't making $1 million, but I had put myself in a situation where I was making some okay money to where I could see myself transitioning, right? Actually, the real story was I had a lease. I owned the business, but not the building. So I had to make a decision. Do I renew this lease, or do I take this little bit of momentum I have in this entrepreneur space and walk away from the restaurant, which I did, right? And I've been in the industry ever since. Had some pretty significant success in a company or two, and unfortunately, and I'm probably speaking for a bunch of people that are on the Zoom, I thought I found it probably a few times in the last 4 to 5 years, right? That giddiness, the excitement, finally found a place to stick the flag in and take care of the people that you care about and build a business. And in many cases, it started out that way. And it's funny, Robert, because you mentioned some of the things, right? In fact, one of the companies that we were really in love with, we woke up one day after 4 or 5 years, and the company was just gone. Like, couldn't log into the site, no payroll, never heard from again. And had I not maybe had the experience of what it takes or what it feels like to earn a residual income, I probably would have been somebody that never looked at the industry again, right? But I didn't let that scenario taint what I knew the industry can provide, right? Which is the ability to, allow people that time freedom, right? I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm a homeschool dad. So fortunately, I've been able to, I've been there, right? First tooth, first step, first, bike ride, all that cool stuff that most parents get to miss because, we got responsibilities and, have to punch a clock and attend to making an income. And super long story short, over the past year or two, myself and a handful of others, we've been, I won't say desperately looking, but almost to the point where, like, man, are we going to ever find something where ownership and leadership actually does what they say they're going to do, what they set out to do, right? And along comes Nexus, right? Breath of fresh air, easy business model, and maybe I'll segue a little bit, Robert, because I know we talked about maybe some of the things that attracted me to Nexus, which I think is a great transition, and that was digital, right? It's no more of the super big turbo deluxe big daddy kahuna kit for $2,000 where you get the samples and the parties, and I'm not knocking that. I'm sure there's still a place for it, but I think as time has gone on, the ability to not have to worry about shipping, warehousing, products, manufacturing, sourcing, and putting together an economy-proof stream of income. Meaning, what we have here is something. It doesn't even matter what happens outside our windows with the economy and who's president or what. None of that stuff matters with this, right? Because who doesn't want to save some money? Who doesn't get gas? Who doesn't? The benefits are so broad that there isn't really anybody that we can't have a conversation with about this business. So being able to build a digital business and not have to worry about the stuff, right? And whether somebody's ear scratches because of sucralose and the ingredients, and right, having to have that conversation with people, and I think, like many of the people on the Zoom that have built in the direct sales space before, with some success, when we look at a business model, we look at it from the standpoint of, not so much what could we do as individuals, right? That's important, but more importantly is, can the people that we care about have success? Because ultimately, if that happens with the model, if the model allows that to happen, then we know by default we'll be fine, right? It's that help enough other people, right? You guys know, get what they want, then you don't have to worry about your own issues, right? So it's not that it's not about the money, because we all wouldn't be here without it, but I think a model that is the equalizer. It really does allow people of vast network marketing experience and success to continue that success, but it also allows people that have never played with one of these before, right? Never been in direct sales, or maybe always thought it was just one of those things, right? Or maybe you've been in direct sales for a period of time, and you're passionate about the idea of building an income, but maybe never really had the success that you would have liked. The equalizer, right? Everybody can have success, and I think the bonus is, and you touched on it, was there's this coupon saving money crowd out there too, right? They don't have to be entrepreneurial, right? I mean, I'm getting schooled daily by people that are on the team that have been saving receipts forever. I never grabbed a receipt. Now I'm that guy that's like, no, give me my receipt. The long one that we get from the store, that matters to me now, right? So the equalizer, low cost of entry, no risk, really. I mean, to be honest, the only way that someone would not benefit is if you join and you never used the apps and never said a word to anybody. And if that's the case, what are we even doing here, right? Even in that case, I don't recommend this, but even then, for $9 a month, you now have a business, which means you can take advantage of all the tax benefits of owning a home-based business. And I won't get into that, but cell phones, and there's really no way to lose unless you do not a single thing and say a single word. And I know that's fortunately nobody here on the Zoom. So, and along with that, obviously, the simplicity is duplication, right? If it's easy and people are having success, then it's easy to share, right? It's easy for people to say, look, you don't have to look at my skinny dude holding the fat pants video to see if the drink works. Look at I just saved a bunch of money on gas, like real world stuff that people can relate to, right? Any of you listening, I don't care about your background or your skill set or how much time you have. You could build this. You could join and have some success, right? Be a part of something, and people are having fun, and you know the phone is going off all the time, right? Congratulations, somebody you shared it with just saved X amount of dollars on gas, and for that, we're going to give you some extra money next time you get gas. And it's surreal. I have to be honest. Like my sponsor Mick Karshner is he accidentally slipped one time and used this word, gamification, and I love it. It resonated with me, right? We're all on social media and we're always looking if somebody liked our posts, and right, we're so in need of that little dopamine adrenaline boost we get when we check our phone and we get an alert or our phone dings. Well, now my phone is dinging, right? Our phones are dinging, but guess what? They're dinging because people that we helped, people that we share this opportunity with, are having success, right? And I don't know if you guys seen it, but I posted on Facebook a couple of days ago. This is how amazing this business opportunity is, right? I'm in a state, Wisconsin, that for whatever reason doesn't allow cash back when you get gas, right? Everybody can get it. I'm just in one of those states. So, but that being said, because we're sharing this so much, I'm still getting bonuses, and even Upside sent me a message that, hey, keep sharing. In fact, for sharing, we're going to give you $20 a referral, right? For me, building the business, doing what I was going to do anyways, I was going to share this opportunity, and I can't even use the app. Like, how amazing is that? So, again, duplication is simple, right? If people believe that it works, and almost immediately, if people use these apps, they get success. They can have an immediate testimonial, right? They don't have to drink the magic drink for 3 months and step on the scale and hope that they're doing all the other things right in order to have a testimonial. We're having people download the apps and that day go to get gas or to shop, and they're immediately convicted, right? They've got this belief that what we do works. Again, the money is important, but not so much, right, in the beginning. People just want to see that it works. And once that happens, then the belief, right? What did Zig Ziglar say once? Sales is a transference of belief. So you don't have to sell anybody anything. Just share your story, right? What are we doing here, right? We're showing people, we're earning income for simply sharing and showing people how to save money right from their phone. That's the pitch. I teach people how to save money when they get gas using a couple free apps. That's a cool pitch you guys could use, by the way, right? What is it? How does it work? Tell me more about it. Look, it's the craziest thing. I'm literally getting paid for showing people how to save money when they get gas and shop right from their phone. It's bizarre. And then they say, well, how does that work? Video, right? Let the video do the talking. So anyways, I don't want to ramble too long. I know we're trying to keep these probably under an hour, but I hope that inspires and motivates. Man, don't overthink this, you guys. This is one of those businesses. It's actually so simple and so easy. It's really easy to complicate and confuse. Don't do that. Keep it as simple as it is. We literally have a platform that rewards us, pays us for showing others how to get cash back and save money right from the phone. That's Nexus.
Thank you for that, James. So many great things within there. I mean, one of the things just reminded me of you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. When you were ready, somebody came in and there they were, and whether they said everything correctly or not, it didn't matter. You were open to looking at something that could possibly change the situation that you're in. So as we go out there as individuals, we don't have to worry about being technically correct. We're just sharing something good with people, and it will resonate with the people who are ready to hear it. And I think on a daily basis, more and more and more people are bringing themselves to the place where they're like, what can I do? What can I do in this kind of economy and everything that's going on out there? So I appreciate you sharing all of that stuff with you. Now, you've only been with us for, 3-4 weeks now. And what has been your experience with your team as you've been just kind of, I mean, you had to make a move somewhere. You had to say, okay, this looks pretty good. I'm going to move forwards. Was there one deciding thing that just said, I got to move forwards with this? And then maybe what was happening within your team over the last couple of weeks since you made that decision?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the one thing was what I mentioned earlier, and that was, could I see other people I care about having success, right? That was really the metric. And I'm humbled and astonished at that's exactly what's happening, right? There are people now in our organization that I care deeply about, right? Because after a while of building and working with people, you get to know the stories, the relationships, you know about the families and the struggles, right? And it's always painful when those people don't maybe have the success that you wish that they would have, right? For whatever reason, right? And that was a determining factor. Like, now this, I mean, I don't know, I know it's cliche, but if does it get any easier than this? Honestly, right? That was a determining factor. And then as I started reaching out to a few people who maybe in some instances were like, oh, right, you guys have heard this before, not another one, right? But when people look at the real world benefits of the business model, it's hard to say no to it, right? And then as we started putting a team together and those people started sharing, some of the people that we've been working with for years in a couple different companies that maybe never sponsored anybody before, but never missed the Zooms, super loyal, right? Part of the community, went Pro 5 in a few days, a week, they're excited and they're giddy and having fun. They're sharing screenshots of their phone, and that's the ticket, right? And then when those people take that excitement and their success, right? In some cases, you know, when somebody starts to have the success that they've always wanted, even if it's still in its infancy, and they share that little bit of success with people that know that person to never make any money in one of those deals, it's a game changer, and then creates this momentum. And now, you know, we've got people that are ranking, right? We're one of the people on the team is Frank Thompson, a leader here also in Milwaukee. He'll probably crack Pro 50 today. And we work together, but he doesn't need a coach, right? He's building completely on his own. A true sign of a model that has what it takes for people to duplicate. And people in that model, or people in his organization, are breaking pro and building their team. And it's phenomenal. That's what's happening so far. Again, just a couple weeks, right? People are joining, they're getting excited, they're immediately trying and using the apps, which creates belief, a story. It's not pitchy then, and they go out, and yeah, there might be some cool, clever things that they could say, but you could kind of mess this up. Like, you could kind of accidentally say the wrong thing sometimes, but because people can understand put money back in your pocket and you've got a story to tell because it actually works, right? You can't say to you can't share what your little success is, right? Whatever level that is, with a certain amount of people, and not at some point have someone want to know more information, right? You can't use this platform, have success with the app, save money, and share it, and not at some point, regardless of what you say, have people start to ask you, right, because of your conviction, your belief, how it works. You know, send me some information. How does it work? And that's what's happening, right? So earlier when I said, doesn't matter, right, what crafty, magical mix of words you can say because you've been a super successful network marketing guy or gal, that's cool. But you can also, on the way to becoming that guru, right, you can have tremendous success, right? One of the things that I love about direct sales in general is on your way to becoming super successful, right, you can still make a lot of money. That's what we have here, right? On your way to ambassador, right, or double diamond, right? On your way to that, you can make a bunch of money along the way. And more importantly, you can help and empower a lot of people. And I think that's really one of the best overriding messages I could share with you guys is this is really more of a blessing than it is a pitch. So when you're thinking of who you can share this with, think more along the lines of, man, I've got this amazing gift somebody gave to me. Who can I bless, right? If you leave your house every day with the mindset of, I have something that I can bless other people with, instead of who can I get in my deal, right? You're going to have a completely different level of success, right? This is a blessing. This is a gift, right? Go out and share it. And if somebody doesn't want it, that's on them, right? This thing is so amazing with what value it provides in the way of saving money, putting money back in people's pocket, that if someone tells me they're not interested, I don't feel rejected at all. I think they're silly for not saving money. Like I'm on to the next person. I'm not overcoming objections. I'm not felt founding them. I'm out. I don't have time to debate somebody on, right? It's so crazy. So for those of you that are just getting started, just a couple quick tips and then I'll end. First and foremost, forgive yourself for whatever crazy stuff might come out of your mouth, right? And I say that because we've all done it, right? We've all said the most bizarre, talk too much, talk too little, didn't say anything, and then we're mad when they seen that person join underneath somebody else, right? Forgive yourself, right? It's going to happen. You're going to say the wrong thing, right? You're gonna not say it. You're going to talk too much, talk too little. You're going to mess up. The only way to really get good, though, at this type of business is to just get busy, right? In fact, if you know that making a couple mistakes is going to ultimately allow you to be better, then just don't make the mistakes. Get it out the way. You're only going to say crazy stuff so many times, right? So forgive yourself. Allow yourself to make some mistakes, right? And then even more importantly is be yourself, right? Just, you don't have to be somebody you're not. Just be James and say, hey, I've been looking for ways to create some extra money over the years, and I've made a couple bucks here and there, and I recently found something. I'm really excited. I wanted to share with you. It's really just be yourself. More important than all the bells and whistles that we have when you're having a conversation with somebody, just be you. It's really the easiest thing to do, right? Yet we all become somebody else for some reason, right? We all get nervous and stutter, and man, just be yourself. Your ums and your ahs and your voice messages, man, nobody cares. Be personable, be relatable, tell your story, and people will relate to you much more because you were just yourself. And you'll instill belief in them that they can do what we do, because they really can.
I want to thank you for spending the time here with us tonight, James. I know everybody on the call has appreciated your specific insights and the story that you have and your experiences and how that relates now to Nexus Rewards. So we appreciate you taking the time and sharing that with us.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Okay. That is great advice, not only business advice, but life advice that we could take to heart and enjoy ourselves a lot more just being ourselves.